According to reports, the WWE Women's Division is not currently happy with the creative in WWE. We've got details as to why. Could a new World Championship bout be about to be introduced to WWE after WrestleMania? Sami Zayn, is he a top guy? Well, according to some WWE sources, they're suggesting and pushing back on the notion that some in WWE don't see him as one. Stacey Keibler has now officially been announced for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2023. Cody Rhodes says we're going to see a record amount of pyro in his entrance at WrestleMania 39. WWE does big business for a random Denver, Colorado live event. We've got details as to how many people attended that show. Chelsea Green is expected to receive a new WrestleMania tag team partner. Nigel McGuinness gives an update on his in-ring future amid speculation he could be about to return to the ring. And a former New Japan referee joins NXT. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment on the road to WrestleMania. Of course, tonight is the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw prior to WrestleMania 39. But one of the things as we've got closer to WrestleMania that lots of people have been talking about is the poor build for both Women's Championship matches at WrestleMania. Of course, you've got the Raw Women's Championship match, which is Bianca Belair versus Asuka, which has been pretty ice cold and has received criticism for the lack of build to a big championship match at WrestleMania. The other is for the SmackDown Women's Championship, the Women's Royal Rumble winner Rhea Ripley facing off against Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, but still people criticizing an ice-cold feud that could actually be the main event of WrestleMania 39 Night 1. Of course, over the weekend, Ronda Rousey as well posted an Instagram post in which she called out the octogenarians in WWE as the reason that her feud with Liv Morgan was booked so poorly, and it caught, obviously, a lot of attention. We spoke about it here on the channel. While the attention may have equally been due to Ronda's interesting choice of words to describe said WWE creative forces, it seems like she may not be alone in her frustration with the current booking of the females in World Wrestling Entertainment. According to WRKD Wrestling via Twitter, other members of the WWE Women's Division are far from happy with creative and the build to WrestleMania in particular. WRKD's tweet stated the following, quote, Ronda Rousey is not alone in her feelings about the women's division booking, as others backstage feel the women have struggled to gain traction this WrestleMania season compared to the men due to their writing. Many fans have criticized, as I mentioned, the builds to the Raw and SmackDown women's title bouts, as well as the 6 women and WrestleMania showcase matches set for WrestleMania 39. Fans have targeted the Bianca Belair vs. Asuka Raw feud in particular, with some arguing that the build to this bout has lacked any semblance of story whatsoever. There's also some uncertainty surrounding the final team set to be added to the WrestleMania Showcase match. We do have more details on that though, so we'll speak about that as we get through the video. Now, when we talk about Ronda Rousey as well and her criticism of WWE, of course we do know she is going to be wrestling at WrestleMania on the March 24 edition of SmackDown. Ronda Rousey made her return by the side of Shayna Baszler and announced they've been added to the women's four-way match at WrestleMania 39. Plans for Rousey at WrestleMania 39 have been a touch complicated, with a singles match off the table and plans for a tag team championship match reportedly being scrapped. It had been previously reported that Rousey was working with a hairline fracture in her arm. Rousey also recently confirmed that her elbow finally fractured simply by slapping the mat in Rockford, Illinois. Dave Meltzer has provided his update on the story while speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, quote, she's got a broken radius bone, which is the forearm bone. Dave Meltzer giving anatomy lessons, I guess, now on Wrestling Observer Live as well. But indeed, she is going to be wrestling despite this break at WrestleMania. How involved she's going to be in the match, we'll have to wait and see. But indeed, the baddest woman on the planet is going to be competing at the Showcase of the Immortals. But going back to the previous story, our WWE Women's Division, are they right to be frustrated with the current creative in WWE? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Of course, the biggest story going into WrestleMania 39 is the main event of WrestleMania 39 Night 2, that being Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Reportedly, Triple H does want to separate the titles, have a WWE Champion on Raw and a Universal Champion on SmackDown, despite the fact that Triple H actually doesn't like the name for the Universal Championship and may have plans to replace it with a new championship altogether. WWE are reportedly set to introduce a new championship bout, with the design already having been approved. According to Give Me Sport, WrestleVotes has confirmed the plans, indicating that the bout is not only approved, but it's ready to go. In the report, WrestleVotes are quoted as saying, quote, "There's a new bout. I don't know for sure if it's getting a new name. I don't know if one of the titles is going away, but there is a new bout that WWE has had made and the decision makers have approved. Like if they wanted to introduce it on TV tomorrow, they could. Those boxes are checked." Whilst there are no additional details on the championship bout plans beyond it being a new world championship, Cody Rhodes recently spoke about his desire to see the undisputed WWE Universal Championship split after WrestleMania 39. It had also previously been reported that Triple H had plans to de-unify the championship, with two separate world titles being present by SummerSlam 2023. Of course, Rhodes is set to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 with the undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line. It had also been reported that Triple H is still uncertain about who he wants to win that one, but one thing is for certain: as we get closer to SummerSlam, it's more than likely the titles will be split. Again, how they decide to do that, we still don't know, but a new belt could be introduced with one of the championships, whether it's the WWE or Universal Championship, going away and a new title being introduced. So stay tuned, because we could see history, well, we will see history made this coming weekend and the week following. Now, there had been a story previously that WWE didn't view Sami Zayn as a top guy. That's why he didn't beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal Championship at Elimination Chamber in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. For all the talk about certain WWE higher-ups not seeing Sami Zayn as a main event talent, WWE reportedly has pushed back on that. A WWE higher-up began speaking with Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp is reporting, around the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, speaking on the progression of Sami Zayn and the rumours that WWE didn't view him as a top performer. While the higher-up spoke on the condition of anonymity, they said the company has been ecstatic about Zayn's performance and crowd reactions. Quote, "He's headlined a pay-per-view, he is the focal point of our biggest shows, he's main eventing Raw and is 1B for the biggest storyline in the company. Elimination Chamber didn't happen in his hometown by accident. For anyone to say we don't view him as a top guy just hasn't been watching the program and are fabricating things. We had a solid set of plans in order both for him and the championship. Just because he isn't competing for the championship doesn't mean he isn't viewed at that level. He's been the MVP since last summer. I couldn't see many disagreeing with that point," the source said. Internal WWE documents had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn slated to compete for the tag team titles at WrestleMania as far back as November. The higher-up spoke well of Zayn and how easy he's been to deal with throughout his major push. They went as far to say even when Zayn completely improvised his pre-Elimination Chamber promo, that it ended up better for the company and Zayn himself. So certainly they're pushing back on the idea that Zayn isn't viewed as a top star, suggesting that just because he didn't win the match doesn't mean WWE don't appreciate and aren't fully aware of what talents he brings to the table. Now, it had been widely reported, but today it has been confirmed Stacy Keibler is indeed going to be in the Hall of Fame. People.com broke the news that Keibler will receive her Hall of Fame ring this year in a post that WWE has now shared on social media. Commenting on her induction, Keibler noted, quote, "I never thought I would be in the Hall of Fame, to be honest. I was completely shocked when I got the call. I had tears in my eyes." Recalling her reaction when a WWE representative called her a couple of weeks ago, Keibler said, quote, "When she told me, I screamed and tears were in my eyes, and I was completely overwhelmed with just gratefulness." Keibler made her on-screen debut as a WCW Nitro girl in 1999 and would go on to become a manager and a valet, joining WWE in 2001. She made her WWE in-ring debut in 2001 and wrestled for the promotion until 2005 prior to her departure the following year. She has made sporadic appearances for the company since then, notably returning to induct Tori Wilson into the Hall of Fame in 2019. Of course, she recently just returned to Twitter, providing fans with an update on her life. She joins the likes of Rey Mysterio, The Great Muta, and Andy Kaufman, who have all been announced as this year's Hall of Fame class. There is still time for more to be announced, so don't be surprised if prior to Friday night's induction ceremony, we still get maybe one more name announced. There is still the Warrior Award. There's been rumors of a referee as well. So keep an eye out, because there could be more names to come still. We spoke about Cody Rhodes earlier on, and if you've watched Cody Rhodes make his entrance in WWE and AEW for that matter, he does like pyro. At WrestleMania 38, Cody Rhodes made his WWE return by defeating Seth Rollins. Since his return to the company, Rhodes has had an entrance that tends to go pretty heavy on the pyro consistently. With the American Nightmare set to headline the show of shows this year, the plans for his Mania entrance may be even more over the top than usual. Speaking with WrestleJoy's Amy Nemeti, Cody Rhodes admitted that he never asked for pyro, but it turned into a gag from a gag into an important part of his regular entrance. He said, quote, "Oh my gosh, I would have to say you want to go with the latter, go with the greatest. At this point, I'm going to be honest, I never asked anybody for pyro. Even in AEW, when I was running things, I never asked anybody for pyro." And then it just became like a running gag. The amount of pyro, and now not even that, it's just part of the experience. It's like the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. You know, this happens at this time and they legit blow up the sky. On plans for his WrestleMania 39 entrance, Rhodes said, quote, "I think with WrestleMania on the West Coast in Hollywood, it's the biggest display that's ever been done involving a ring. I don't think Greatest can even cover it. I really don't. I think you're looking at a record-setting amount of pyro." So Cody Rhodes literally promising a lot when it comes to pyro, so expect a big, lavish, and over-the-top entrance for the American Nightmare on Sunday prior to the main event. Now, this is a really fascinating story. This just goes to show how successful WWE is at the moment and how hot its business is on the road to WrestleMania. A recent WWE show was reported a huge success for the company, outperforming an episode of Raw at the same location. The WWE live house show that took place in Denver, Colorado on March 26 saw the Raw Women's Tag Team Championship, Raw Women's Championship rather, not Tag Team Championship, terrible spelling error, on the line as Bianca Belair faced Chelsea Green, and the SmackDown Women's Championship contested by Sonya Deville, with Liv Morgan attempting to dethrone Charlotte Flair. Results for the show are reported online. You can go and find them. But Dave Meltzer has now addressed the performance of the show while speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, quote, "WWE business is so strong right now. They did a house show in Denver. I didn't get the gate yet, but they were over 9,000 tickets out in the morning, and this is a house show. The last time they did TV there, they were like 5,500 paid for a Raw, I think it was, and you come back with a house show and you're doing well over 9,000. With the War Cup, it could have hit 10,000. And they did it with a lineup that there was no Sami Zayn, no Kevin Owens, no Roman Reigns. Cody was there, but many of the top guys weren't even on the card. I'm trying to figure out how many years it's been since WWE was out there able to do 10,000 people in a city like Denver, or over 9,000 people for a house show. It's been years, I think. So certainly, that is a great example of just how hot and popular the WWE product is right now, particularly on the road to WrestleMania. For just house shows, nearly 10,000 people, that is massive, massive numbers. Now, we spoke earlier on about the women's division. One match that is going to be taking place is the Women's Showcase 4-Way Tag Team match at WrestleMania. With WrestleMania 39 being under a week away, that isn't stopping WWE from adding a few last-minute nips and tucks to round out the show. A pair of 4-Way Tag Team Showcase matches have been added to the mix lately, and while plans appear to be shaping up on the women's side, it looks like a change is in the works. With the duos of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler already set for the bout, the fourth team has remained a mystery, but according to PW Insider Elite, the final team will be comprised of Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Green had been joining together with Carmella in recent weeks in what appeared to be the formation of a like-minded partnership, so the presence of Deville in her place is a bit confusing to sort out. However, Carmella did not appear on Raw last week and missed another recent live event as well. Green wound up teaming with Piper Niven in Carmella's absence. The reason for Carmella's sudden absence is unclear, but WWE Creative appears intent on making sure Green is involved at this year's WrestleMania, regardless as her Karen persona gains traction. WWE has remained mum on talent vanishing as of late. Bray Wyatt's absence over the last few weeks is also been shrouded under a similar cloud of secrecy. Wyatt was seemingly on a collision course with Bobby Lashley for WrestleMania before disappearing without a word, reportedly due to some health-related issue, but there have been rumors that we could get teasers for Wyatt tonight on Raw, so keep an eye on that. As a result, it would appear, as of right now, the match is scrapped, but again, keep an eye on that, and Bobby Lashley is in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale on Friday, but that itself could actually lend itself to a WrestleMania match to be announced. So again, keep an eye on that, because just because we're less than a week away, there are still things that could be added or could be announced at the last minute. Now, what's happening with former WWE star Nigel McGuinness? There's been a lot of speculation regarding the future of former WWE announcer Nigel McGuinness after he recently promised big news for him coming soon. McGuinness is set up for an upcoming show titled Celebration, The Magic of Nigel McGuinness, one night only, which will see Nigel tell stories from his time in the ring as well as perform magic tricks. He's a pretty adept magician. McGuinness promoted the show during his appearance on the two-man Power Trip podcast, where he discussed his WWE release last year. McGuinness McGuinness admitted that the release wasn't a huge shock to him, and he was grateful to be employed for as long as he was and get the opportunity to work with younger talent in the company. He said, quote, "It wasn't a huge shock to me. I don't think so. I think with NXT UK brand being put on hiatus and moving a lot of guys over to NXT, I kind of wasn't being used as much as I might be, and so I understood. Certainly, I'm not sure how much longer that role was going to be there. I was very grateful to still be employed as long as I was, doing smaller shows in terms of NXT Level Up or 205. The ability to work with younger guys and stuff like that and watch younger guys just breaking into the industry, that was a great experience in and itself. But to answer the point, there wasn't a huge shock. Again, I just felt very grateful for about everything that happened there and very appreciative of the 6 years of the learning and the education and the experience." With McGuinness now a free agent, a lot of fans have speculated about him potentially returning to the ring, namely in Ring of Honor, of course the promotion where he rose to stardom. McGuinness addressed the speculation saying, "That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?" Exactly, yeah. Everybody's asked me that as soon as I went my separate ways from WWE as well. I can't give a definitive answer other than to say that I certainly feel my strengths at this point in my life are in other aspects of the industry, but I wouldn't rule it out 100% either, you know. There's always some part of you that wants to have that final moment, but sometimes cooler and smarter heads have to prevail. So it's cliche, of course, just to never say never. See a lot of people, Edge, Lita, Trish, of course, a lot of people come back and have really, really good matches and have a really positive influence on the industry, and in a way they are able to help the next generation. I think that's fantastic. So only time will tell what really happens from here. I've got a lot of strings to my boat, getting ready to fire. It would be amazing to me if I returned to the ring. Someone said to me when I was actually at WWE, "You know, Nigel, I bet you could get back in the ring tomorrow." I said, "Absolutely. I'm just not sure if I could get back out." So certainly he's not ruling it out. So anything is possible for the former Ring of Honor World Champion, and don't be shocked if you see him appear on an RH broadcast in the future. Finally, a former New Japan Pro Wrestling referee is now in NXT. Jeremy Marcus has provided a big update on his future, revealing that he has joined the NXT referee team. Marcus made an appearance at an NXT house show in Sanford, Florida on Saturday. He's now taken to Instagram to reveal he is officially signed with WWE. Sharing a photo of himself with the brand's other officials, Marcus captioned the post, "I'm excited to join the NXT officiating crew. Very honored to be part of this hard-working team. Catch NXT every Tuesday on USA Network." Marcus was notably a referee for New Japan Pro Wrestling and would mostly officiate matches for the promotion's strong US brand. He often worked in Japan, more recently officiating matches at the 2022 G1 Climax Tour and at January's Wrestle Kingdom 17 and New Year's Dash events. He was the official for the main event at the February 18 Battle in the Valley event, making the 3 count for Kazuchika Okada to retain his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship over Hiroshi Tanahashi. So a big get for the NXT refereeing team, and here's hoping he has a successful career there. But there you go, guys. This latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.